haven't been in nature in a while, and how people were going through certain types of psychological traumas. They was having certain different types of suicidal thoughts because they're away from nature too long. So what happened was they did an experiment where a bus came and picked up like 70 people, and they took them camping on nature grounds for 2 weeks, and their bodies got better. They suicidal thoughts left. They serotonin and their actual dopamine endorphins were heightened, and they were happier, all by being in nature. So nature deficiency is a very, very true and real thing. We need to be in nature. There's another scientific article that speaks about how your brain sends off different types of hormones and neurotransmitter and produces different type of dopamine reactions and make you happier just by check this out, Rich, just by listening to natural water. And that's the reason why when it rains, you get on.
It's so
when it rains, sexual chemicals, dopamine, not only dopamine, but oxytocin can be released, and it makes you horny. That's why most people love to make love in the rain.
You want to cuddle, you right. When it rain outside, my girl be like, we be like, let's get in the bed. Oh,
sunlight make you happy. Sunlight and make you happy. You see what I'm saying? So this shows you though that natural elements in nature has a force and change on your actual endorphins and on the hormone exchanges that go on in your physical structure. So we are a part of these natural elements, and just always keep this in mind, family. This is a simulation. Even in its natural state, it was created. If it was created, that means it's a stimulation, whether we say it was created by higher beings or not. If it haven't forever been, and something had to create it, it's a form of simulation. You can recreate these things yourself, family. And we are getting very, very promising results. The diagnosis sheets does not lie. We have tens of thousands of these things where people are coming in sick. People are coming in with tumor masses, and these things are going away. Not saying that I'm not taking the credit for healing. Only thing I'm taking credit for is creating another simulation to help you facilitate your healing. But you can create these things in your own household and create these relationships within your own social structure to bring actually a physical, spiritual, and mental and emotional change in a positive way on your body.
Hey, Yahki, let me write this down. With the soil, I know women and men, we have different electrical, magnetic natures.
Men are electrical, women are magnetic.
So Yahki,
magnetic.
Right. So Yahki, in terms of the soil, because it doesn't have what it needs, and we're giving it to it through our love, which is the main ingredient. Does it matter if a man or is it better if a woman does it, man does it? What's more beneficial for the soil, for our food that's growing in the darkness?
We need both. So man and woman, when man and woman come together, that creates God. You see that when man and woman comes together, that creates God, because a part of man and woman coming together, we create new light. Women are magnetic, which is negatively charged. See, so a woman is naturally in her natural holistic state. She's an electron donor. Men are electrical. In our natural holistic state, we are electron stillers. That's why in a natural sense, a man chases after the woman and try to get the cookie from the woman. But you see the role and switch where the women chasing man now. That is unnatural. Usually the woman have that man gravitate towards her because she's magnetic. She pulls through her frequency. You see that? And then the man catches the signal and say, oh, hell, I want to be an electron stiller. I need some of that electron. So let me go and neutralize myself by taking a part of that particle. So when you look at it, when they come together, that's what create life. So I think that man, woman, and child needs to be in the soil. That's what's going to make the soil grow. Because if you look back in the day, the whole family grew the food. See that? See, the man provided the seed. The whole family grew the food. The man brought that food into the house. The woman turned that food that he provided into a meal, and then the child got to eat that substance from that union. And that's what we're missing now. I think the further that we understand biochemistry, we understand human biology, we understand the actual nature and the role of a family, the husband, the wife, and the child.
Do you think grounding, we talk about grounding, we talk about, let's use grounding as an example for, you know, how with sex we are, you know, creating a certain current, we're creating a certain energy. Let's talk about grounding. When we ground, we stand on the ground, we're creating a certain energy, a certain current. Do you think that grounding will be much more powerful with a man and a woman? Let's say a man and a woman holding hands grounding than it would with one person. Like, you know, how somebody just masturbates by themselves, they're able to generate a certain energy and come. But do you think the ultimate form of grounding is with a man and a woman, Yahki?
I mean, you can do that because you're creating a closed circuit at that time. If me and a woman, and I like butt naked grounding, is very intimate with your significant other, going into nature, completely naked, and y'all can hug each other and stand on the ground, or y'all can hold hands, because you're creating a closed circuit. So first y'all have to do it apart. You know, y'all can hold hands, but she will leave her left hand. Well, she's supposed to be on the right protected side of the man. So she will leave her right hand open, and her left hand will hold the right hand of the man, and he'll leave his left hand open, and then they will stand together on the ground. That way the circuit is open. That way you can get all the electrons in the body, and then you can dissipate and get rid of all of the protons. And then after you do that for about 20 minutes, y'all hug each other skin to skin. You know what I'm saying? For y'all microbes can share. And that's the whole purpose of sex. Sex is a spiritual awakening process. It's very, very sacred. And that's how you reach cosmic orgasms. You know what I'm saying? But it's very deep on another level too, because your bacteria portfolio get to know each other. When you kiss your significant other, if you kiss anybody, you share 80 million different microbiomes with each other. The moment that you kiss somebody, y'all swap bacteria. The moment that you hold a hand, y'all swap bacteria. And that's why Dr. Lalila Africa called it sexual intercourse. You're literally entering into a course. And this course is learning the biological information of your significant other, because y'all not only swapping deoxyribonucleic acid or deoxyetheric acid, DEA, but y'all exchanging bodily fluids in a bunch of bacteria as well. And then once that bacteria is in you, it molds and shapes and forms into your chromosomes and your DNA. So when you have sex, you literally become one on a biological level. So imagine having sex with your significant other on the ground in nature, butt ass naked. Imagine that. So you know what I'm saying? So all these different things. I mean, when you look at life is about the coming together of atoms, man. The coming together of elements. You got the electrical man, you got the magnetic woman. You come together and you create life. You got the electrical, you got the electrical sun, you got the magnetic earth. It comes together. It creates sex called photosynthesis or biophotomodulation, and it creates life. You know what I'm saying? You look at the water, when you talk about H2O or H3O2, we're talking about hydrogen, we're talking about carbon, and we're talking about oxygen. It comes together, these negatives and these positive protons and electrons, and it creates fluidity. It creates jellified structure, which create life. So everything in its pure fundamental essence was created by the creator to unify, Rich. Nothing is supposed to be separate, and nothing is supposed to be categorized and set apart. Everything's supposed to be oneness, singularity, entanglement, everything. And grounding.
No, good. But
I said grounding creates that.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, Yahki, let me ask you, in terms of as we wind down and as we close out the show, in terms of the food we eat, we're talking about all this food. We're talking about all this food, herbs, everything. In terms of spirituality, and like I said, I'm glad I can ask you questions about spirituality. With spirituality, they always talk about the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere, one being creative, one being logical, the right being creative, the left being logical. I want to talk to you about, it's two different, and they say left-handed people are more creative than right-handed people. Right-handed people are more logical.
Think with the right side of the brain.
Right.
What more the right side of the brain. Right-handed people operate with more of the logical left side of the brain. But the whole thing is making the brain work together as one unity, bringing the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere together, because you have to have a sense of logicalness too. You know what I'm saying? That's your mathematical side. That is your decision-making side. And then your right side is your creative side, your feminine side. Right side, parasympathetic. Your left side is sympathetic. Sympathetic is all responding. That's, I'm going to respond to my environment. That's left side. You know what I'm saying? Being proactive, you see that being proactive, being critically thinking about how to respond is the right side. Whenever you bring feminine and masculine together, that create God, Rich. So that's what I'm saying. We not God by ourselves. We have the family structure is what creates God.
Indeed. So let me ask you this, based on what I said with the left and the right side, the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, I want to talk to you about, since you deal so much with food and our eating habits, in terms of chewing on our left side or the right side of the mouth, is there a certain side of the mouth that's better for digestion, that's better for absorbing nutrients? If I chew my left side, if I chew my right side, is there a difference, or are they both the same? Because I hear a lot about the teeth and what they're connected with in terms of, you know, whatever.
So the teeth are connected to meridian pathways.
Yeah.
So you have certain teeth that's connected to your heart, because your teeth are actually circuit breakers. And these are a scientific fact. Your teeth are circuit breakers to certain meridian pathways connected to your internal organs. So if you want to excite a certain organ in your body, you can chew on a different side. Also, your teeth have lymphatic material inside of them, and that's the reason why I tell all of my patients in the rising, you dry brush. At night you wet brush. So you wet brush at night. So wet brush meaning you use water to brush your teeth. And then when you use water, you break up all of the calcification, the toxemia, any bacteria, any caries or bacteria. You break that down through the wet brush. And then when you wake up, you dry brush. Make sure you use dry brush. And the reason why I tell them that is because you actually are initiating or inciting the lymphatic particles that's inside of your teeth. So eating on a certain side actually stimulates these meridians. The reason why I just walked into my office is because I actually have what they say, a dental
powerful. I'm glad I asked this. Oh shit! Look what he brought out. Okay.
So what we're looking at right now is my electrical shock therapy room. If you can see, I have electrical shock treatment in here.
Yeah.
And what happens is in this room, you lay on these beds, and then I introduce you to these different types of treatment. And the first thing that I look at when you come into my facility is I look at your teeth, because I'm going to make sure if your lateral incisors have an actual cavity on them, I know that your heart circuit is closed off. You're not getting enough electron donors into the heart circuit. If I see that you have if you have mercury fillings, I know that you are poisoning yourself and your pineal gland is shut off because you have mercury fillings in and you're leaking nanoparticles of mercury through the bloodstream. So when you actually look at this chart, as I show you this chart, you can see when you talk about 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, which is your two front teeth, look what they connected to, the pineal gland. You see that? See that? The posterior knee, the kidney, the bladder, the ovaries, the testicles, the prostate, the uterus. When we look at the teeth that everybody is missing, which is teeth 5. Now check this out, T5, which is a lot of, look, I'm even missing T5. Here, I put my tongue, I'm even missing teeth. For as far as I know, 98% of melanin beings are missing their side tooth. Right? Now check this out. When you look at T5, look at what it's connected to, breast. So a bunch of T5, you see breast cancer a whole lot. You see that thymus gland and pituitary gland. What you say now, B? We probably get about what 10 pituitary masses a month. You see what I'm saying? But and all of them be missing these teeth. You see that? So when you start looking at their lungs and intestines and their bronchioles, it's all this stuff come together and it's factual. And we doing this by bringing all of these patients in, looking at the teeth they missing or looking at what type of cavities they got, and you pull it up on the chart. And I mean the chart and it's right and exact. So chewing on certain different sides of the mouth do initiate or stimulate certain parts of the organs, brother. So man, I don't know where that question came from, Rich, but man, you be in alignment, brother.
But so Yahki, let me ask you this. Since we talked about Hollywood early, and we know Hollywood influences society. So the whole veneer culture,
Yes.
What's the how is that impacting our health?
You're blocking your lymphatic system. You're blocking your maxillary system. You're blocking your axillary lymph nodes. You're blocking your ceph node lymph nodes. You're backing up your ceph node and maxillary mucosa membrane cavities when you wear veneers, because your teeth cannot detoxify properly. So when they still detoxify through their enamel, but the veneers have these caps on them, and all of that waste go to the bottom of the veneers. Now, look, if you think I'm lying, go to a person that have veneers and look at the bottom of it. You're gonna see little brown particles on the bottom of the veneer, and that's because the teeth is actually eliminating the waste at night, and it's going to the bottom of the veneer. So, you know, what I tell people is don't get none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And do not, and I also do not promote any type of root canals whatsoever, because we noticed that a lot of root canals are associated with heart failure down the line. Because again, those root canals, the back molars, are connected by meridian pathways directly to the cardiovascular system.
Hey, Yahki, man, listen, I can't wait to see. We're gonna wrap it up. Listen, my brother, as usual, listen, every time we do an interview, it's on some next level ish, bro. I really appreciate. I have a good time doing interviews with you, brother, and learning, asking questions. You bring the best out of me. I bring the best out of you. I love interviewing with you, brother, and I definitely appreciate you coming to the Gathering of the Masters. I can't wait to see you there. With that being said, any contact information you want to leave the people for them to get in contact with you or your products or services, let them know right now, brother.
My website is www.yahkiawakened.com, which is YAHKIAWAKENED.com. You can order herbs from us. My facility is in St. Louis, Missouri. Go to the website, click on the consultation link. I'm pretty sure we probably booked up, because we got thousands of people that book our consultations and in clinic consultations within a month. Booking up an institute. We have a mentorship program where people can shadow me and follow me around my doctor's office and learn the things that I'm learning, because I can't do this by myself. Also, if you can follow me on social media at Yahki Awakened on Instagram, at Yahki Rafa Elohim on Facebook, and at Yahki Awakened on YouTube. Just be very, very cautious and use spiritual discernment. There are thousands of people out here pretending to be me. All of my pages are verified and have a blue check, and I will never ask you for money over social media. I will never ask you to do, I will never tell you I'm going to give you astrology reading, and I do not respond to DM. So if it say Yahki or Dr. Yahki and they in your inbox, I promise you it's not me. So, you know, follow all of the blue check page and just be very, very careful out there, because it is a bunch of people pretending to be me and scamming people for money. So if it's not a blue check page, it is not me. If they're responding back to you, and if it's not a blue check page, I promise you it's not me. And I will never, ever, ever ask you for money through social media ever. And I don't have a WhatsApp. I don't have a Telegram. So if they hitting you up on all of these things, and I don't reach out to nobody in my inboxes. I got over 1.7 million followers. It's too many people to respond to, y'all. So it's not me responding. If somebody responding and engaging with you like that, and it's not a verified blue check page, it's not me. So follow me on all my platforms. Keep up with us. We got a bunch of things in the works. We got a bunch of things coming out. My book is being released this year. The Institute is being released within the next week. And I'm excited to share my journey with y'all. And I want y'all to learn this stuff too, because, you know, you have the ability to increase your quality of life. And you do that through spirituality, and you do that to loving yourself and just treating others like you want to be treated.
Indeed. And with that being said, Dr. Yahki, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Brother Nabi, I want to thank you for just coordinating everything. I know the brother Yahki is extremely busy at this point. So Nabi, I want to thank you for just coordinating and making sure shit get done. That's the brother right there.
Now, B got some books real quick. Hey, I want to leave y'all with some knowledge. So this is The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Limpton.
Get that.
Good looking, Nabi. Talking about biological transmutation. So you was listening, Nabi. This is a very good book to talk about, that teach you about that.
Yeah.
And then here go another version of that book. All these things will stimulate your mind. All these things will make you think outside the box. What I ask you to do is not take this information barbarian. Don't regurgitate it. Do not do yourself that disservice. Read it, critically think, get some money, or find a group that already got some money and have them do the experimentations themselves. And then you use that finding through your experience to teach. Never take what I'm saying and then regurgitate what I said, because I can be on here lying, y'all. You do the experiments yourself. You take yourself through these same changes. You apply the methodology. And if it worked for you, then you get to teach it. And guess what? You can teach it better than no other because you went through it yourself. We have to stop regurgitating information and apply, practically apply the information, then talk about it.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, Yahki, I look forward to seeing you in Atlanta. I mean, in Georgia, August 10th and 11th, my brother. I appreciate you for the show tonight. Keep up the great work. Amazing work you're doing. Amazing show tonight. I want to thank we still got about 2,400 people in the building. Shout out to everybody who listened tonight, who tuned in tonight. I appreciate you. Yeah.